So to forewarn you, this video is not intended to be one of my usual, like sit down, very structured, formal type videos, because I don't have any kind of vlog aspect to this. I didn't bring a camera with me, so I'm really just talking to you. And so I have my bag of goodies here from Generation Beauty, and I figured kind of as I go through it and show you what I got, I would kind of tell you about that booth and maybe experiences that happened with it. This is less a serious YouTube video and more of a, you're my friend, and I'm going to share with you how my weekend was. Also, I'm not going to show you any specific, like, close-ups of any of the products. Like, I'll show it to you. But I'm not going to do, like, my usual super close-up, swatch, that type of deal. But if there's any product in this that you want to see that of, and you want one of my Tuesday review videos of it, basically, let me know in the comments below, and I will add that product to my Tuesday review schedule. Sounds good? So basically, this past weekend was Generation Beauty, which is the Ipsy convention, if you will, in Toronto. And this is the lanyard that I got, Generation Beauty by Ipsy, and then I signed it. And so basically how it worked was, yes, there was like a little gift bag for each day, but it was just a very small little bag. And essentially inside of this, you got this. And this is like a fold out map of the convention center room, where it was and like where everything is, and all around it there were these tabs. So at one point this was a complete border, and each tab you would bring to like that brand's booth. They had the brand name on it, and you bring it to the booth, and then they would give you like your free product, if you will. Free, I paid for the ticket, but your product from them. So the only reason there are still some here is because this is just the Generation Beauty one. I guess they had an extra spot. I forgot to give my tab to Makeup Forever. They gave me the free stuff though, as you will see. And then Codally, I was kind of surprised of, because Codally didn't have any samples, like at all. No free product, nothing. On the Saturday, they said they would have them on the Sunday, and on Sunday, I was inarguably a little bit late. I got there at about 11:30, and it opened at 11, so I mean half an hour. And I went straight to the Codally booth, because it was really the last one that I had. I did the rest of them all on Saturday, and they said that they didn't have anything for you that day either, and there was no Codally product in any of the goodie bags. Now, that being said, though, I don't see Codally. Oh, I guess I see Codally there. But I'm thinking Codally might have been like a last-second ad, because here I see Evelyn Iona, whatever brand that is. I think it's just really expensive skincare. And they're on the map, but I didn't see them actually there. I looked for this little booth thing, and I couldn't find it. Maybe I'm just blind, I have no idea. But they also didn't have a little tabby. So I'm thinking maybe Codally was like a last-second ad to this, and that's why they didn't have a free sample. So I will let that go. Typically, at this sort of thing, I'm going to judge a brand by what you get from them, you know what I mean? So there's one brand in particular that I already loved, but I love even more now thanks to what we got, you'll see. And one brand that I loved before that I kind of think a little bit less of now, because we didn't really get anything from them. But I'm thinking that that might have been the deal with Codally, is that they were just added last second, and that's why we didn't get anything. But yeah, so this is the little thing, and then on the inside, like when you fold it back like that, it's got a little message here from some of the Ipsy stylists, and tells you what to do with the little tabs, like I just told you. So I went both days, the Saturday and the Sunday. You're really supposed to go both days, because you get like a goodie bag both days. And I went by myself, but I met some really great people there. I made some friends, and it was really cool, because there was this girl, and I met her, and she was wearing like a mint wig, a mint, like bluey Kylan colored wig. And I told her I loved it, and I was like, and you're so pretty, blah, 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 and I love her. And then it turns out that she is a subscriber to my YouTube channel. So Caitlin, if you're watching this, I love you. So first I had the brushes here that I got. A couple of the brush companies that were there are actually the only places in the whole convention that you could buy things. So yeah, there were only a couple of booths you could buy things at, and I only went with like a little bit of money. So I'll show you the brushes first, and then we'll get into the big bag that I have on the floor here. One of the booths that you could buy brushes at, and it was definitely like inexpensive, not e.l.f. prices, but not expensive either, was Crown Brush. I'm a little bit deterred by Crown Brush, a little bit whenever I see them, because my only experiences with Crown Brush are the double-ended eyebrow brush that I got in my Ipsy bag that one time, and I hated the, like the brush side of it, the angled brush side, because it was so stiff. And the other brush I got one time was this pointed crease brush. In theory, it's a really nice little fluffy brush, and I would love it, but it sheds so much. Every time I try to wash it, I end up with all these black fluffs in the sink, and if I ever use it, I have to like pick the black hairs off, so I never use this. The only reason I even still have this brush is so that I could hold it in this video and tell you that I hate it. But anyway, I looked at the Crown brushes, and they had like a deluxe collection, and I was thinking maybe it was working the same way like that e.l.f. brushes do, where e.l.f. has their cheapy Essential line, which is shit, but then they have their Studio line, which is really great. So I was thinking it was kind of the same thing. So I bought a couple of the deluxe brushes. So I bought this pointed blender brush. I bought this deluxe crease brush. I bought this precision crease brush. I bought this mascara fan brush, just because I don't own a brush like this. And I also bought the deluxe version of their double-ended eyebrow brush, because this is much softer. And I actually did use a couple of these brushes this morning on my own actual makeup. And so far, so good. No shedding action. Nothing bad to say. So if you're going to buy crown brushes, deluxe line. Don't go for the cheapy ones. Another brush company that was there was Royal and Langnickel, and that's a brand that I've never really heard of before. Their booth kind of was a little bit frustrating though, because they had their new line of brushes, which are called Moda, I believe, M-O-D-A, and they're all very, very colorful and very pretty, and they had each of the brushes on display, and then behind the brushes were a bunch of the same brush in like packages, so it looked like you should be able to buy some, but you couldn't. They were like, these are just for display, so why do you have so many of these? Whatever. But the free brush that they gave you in your goodie bag is this one. This is the Super Crease brush, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I love this brush. I used this this morning, and it is the perfect combination of fluffy and dense. Like, it still has some give, but it's not doing nothing. This is just, after I've thrown color into my crease, this is what I'm gonna use to blend it for probably ever. And it's got that nice, like, matte finish on the handle, so it's really fun to hold. I don't know. This is a good brush. I like this brush a lot. Luxie was another brush brand that was there, and I've always been so interested to, like, play with Luxie brushes. I got that one, this one, in my Ipsy bag, like, last month? And then the free brush that Luxie gave you, I only noticed this when I got home, is the same brush, just with a pink handle. They even had the same number, the 522 tapered highlighter brush. I didn't notice that. These are exactly the same brush. That's so cheap. The same brush that they gave out in the Ipsy bags. But the shape is a little bit different to me. Maybe I'm just seeing things, but I don't know. So now I have two of these. But I did buy a brush from Luxie. I bought this big, fluffy one because I wanted a big, fluffy brush for my blush. You know what I mean? I've always wanted that life. So this is their 520 tapered face brush. But yeah, that was what happened in the way of brushes. I actually think there is one more package of Royal and Langnickel brushes, like lip brushes, in this bag, but we'll find out. So now we're going to get into the other stuff. But I did give some stuff away already. So Katie, my lovely Katie, who you have seen on my channel many times before, especially at conventions, I stayed at her house because she lives kind of halfway between me and the convention center. So I stayed at her house in between, so I gave her some stuff. What did I give her? A mini of the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant Mascara. I gave her an Absolute New York lip gloss. And I gave her an Essence lipstick. And then my sister Sam came over, and I gave her some stuff too. I gave her that double-ended crown brush, eyebrow brush that I've had in my Ipsy bags in the past. I gave her, NYX gave us two of their lip palettes. They gave us a reddish one and a purplish one, and they're gorgeous. They're so gorgeous. And I know that the NYX lip palettes are, like, stunning, and they work so well, but I just can't see myself ever reaching for either one of them. Any purpley lip shade that I already own is all I'm going to wear. Same with all the reds. So I looked at those, and I was like, I'm not going to wear these. And those are the kinds of colors that Sam was going to wear, so I gave her both of those, and I feel like I gave her something else, but I don't remember. So both of those and something else, and the double-ended eyebrow brush, and then I gave my mom an Essence eyeliner because she was going through my stuff with me and was like, I want an eyeliner, so I gave her an Essence one. So when I went to the Smashbox booth, they give you just this big tubey, and it says, like, #1 primer brand in Canada, and inside of this, I believe, was a mini version of the Smashbox X-rated mascara. That's what I gave Sam. That was the other thing, because I got that same mascara in my Ipsy bag just a couple days ago, right? So a mini of the Smashbox X-rated mascara, a mini of the Smashbox primer oil, and also, let's see if it's still in here. Of course it's not still in here. A full size of the Smashbox Photo Finish primer. Typically not a huge fan of this primer. I just find that it dries my skin out a little bit, but it definitely does its job with pore filling, so I'm likely to use this primer just on my forehead and then do something that's more hydrating on the rest of my skin. So it's really cool that they gave us a full size. This is the next thing that's staring at me. So this is from the Makeup Forever booth. They gave you this bag. The Makeup Forever booth was actually really cool. It's probably the coolest experience out of the whole room because it was like a process. You get up there, and the first little station that you went to, they color matched you. And in here, I'll show you, they gave me a sample of the Ultra HD foundation because they color matched you. And then they showed you a bunch of their new Aqua XL liners, and you got to pick a color. And then they showed this card, and you had to tell them which look inspired you the most. So I picked this super smoky one down here, and you got like a little eyeshadow palette base around that look. Which, if I had known that then, I would have picked this purpley one up here in the corner because I love me some purpley eyeshadows. But, you know, whatever. And so this is the sample of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. You see, it just comes in a little thing here. I picked the lavender eyeliner, and then they also gave me a black one. And then they give you a little like sample size of their makeup remover. So it even comes in this little box. These are like full-size Makeup Forever eyeshadows right here, see? So there's a dark brown matte and like a gold sparkly. So they're not typically shades that I'm going to super duper wear. I'm just not really a gold kind of girl, but I'm definitely like, this is a great value here because these are expensive. So I'm gonna wear these. I'm gonna make myself wear these. I forgot a brush. Okay, so I forgot a brush apparently. So Tarte was the brand that I kind of teased before. That was extremely generous. Tarte is already one of my favorite brands, and they were like so great. So in one of the little goodie bags, they gave you their big powder brush. This is a $41 Canadian brush, and they just gave it to you. And then I'll show you when I find it in this bag, a full-size mascara as well. So that's amazing. And then at their booth, you could buy things at their booth as well. They were having like hella sales. So thanks, Tarte. When you went to the PurLisse booth, that's the like sort of Asian beauty place, they gave you this sample size of one of their eye creams, which is like really rad. Thanks, guys. And then this is the leftovers from my Saturday goodie bag. The rest of it has fallen out in here, but there is an Absolute New York double-ended felt-tipped eyeliner, Too Faced glitter glue, and a NYX butter gloss. This is the full-size Tarte mascara. Look at that. This is their Tartist new mascara, the new one. I'm excited to try that, but I don't want to open it yet because I have a mascara on the go already. Here's that Royal Langnickel brush that I haven't opened it yet even, but there's a flat top one and like a pointed top one. I'm excited. I don't typically use lip brushes, but I have nice ones now, so I'm going to make sure I use them. OGX was another brand that was like super like giving. I got 2 little samples of their Argan Oil of Morocco shampoo. That's this brand. I didn't realize that OGX was like the brand that made stuff that looked like this. When I saw them on the lineup, I was like, what was that? But this. And they also gave you a little sample of their O2 Gravity Defying and Hydration shampoo and conditioner. I won't lie to you though, I don't know if I'll ever use this. When shampoo and conditioner comes in little like packets like this, I'm less likely to use it. It's so messy. But these, I will use the hell out of these. This, The Physicians Formula booth was kind of weird because out of all the great products that Physicians Formula has, the product that they were giving out was their like Insta Ready Super BB, this like weird contour stick thing. Ever since this product launched, I kind of don't understand it. Because if you look at the picture here, you're supposed to like contour with this. It's supposed to be your blush, highlight, contour all in one, but it doesn't make any sense to me because first of all, everybody's cheeks are different sizes. How can you make like just like a universal one? And second of all, these are not the right colors for that. Like the one that should be the contour shade is hot pink. And in the other one, all 3 of them were like really weird browny orangey shades that I feel like wouldn't work on anyone. So I don't understand. I'm going to try it once the way that it wants you to, but I think for the most part, this is going to be a swirl a brush on top and use as like a cream blush type deal because that doesn't make any sense to me. But Physicians Formula was hosting Rach Loves, which is a YouTuber that I really like. Actually, next week, I think I have a video on my channel that was inspired by a video that she did about making the rainbow highlighter. And she was the only YouTuber that weekend that I actually met. There was a bunch of them that I really liked that I really wanted to talk to, like Desi Perkins and Sanford Badalash. But their lines were always like super long, and they just always had so many people around them. I was like, I'm not going to bother. But Rach, I happened to catch her at one moment where she like wasn't totally crowded with people, and I just like hugged her. She's very tall. Very tall. I just like hugged her though, and I told her I really liked her, and then I told her that I was making that video. And so yeah, she was really nice, and she was there with Physicians Formula, so that made it better. But still, I don't understand why they give us this. Okay, I found a little sample of the primer oil, the same sample as that I got in my Ipsy bag that one time as well. Now, I hadn't really heard of Cake Beauty before GenBeauty, but I had seen these products before, especially when Canada had Target. I saw these a lot in it. So these are the samples that they gave us. This is their hand cream, ultra nourishing strawberry and cream. Ooh, that sounds like fun. But the product that I'm really interested in is actually this mini one, because this is their everything balm. Apparently, you can use this on everything from like lips to any kind of dry skin to like bug bites to anything. So I'm really excited about this. I'm going to show you my gross elbows for a second here. But because my arm, especially on this side, is always resting on my armrest of my chair here, this elbow is like really gnarly. So I'm going to hope that maybe with my everything balm, I cannot have gnarly elbows anymore. Cake Beauty, please save me. For like a smaller company, that's very generous, I would say. Anyone who gave a full-size product is cool, IMO. So I have both positive and negative things about Too Faced, because Too Faced is one of those big companies that I love. Every product from Too Faced that I have ever used, I have loved. And the packaging is so cute, and it's cruelty-free, and I love Too Faced, but I don't own a lot of Too Faced things because it's kind of expensive. So I was hoping that maybe Too Faced would be their like Tarte and have like super crazy deals and everything and give you lots of stuff, but that didn't happen. But what you did get was an unreleased product. So you go and they color match you, and they gave you one of their Born This Way concealers, which apparently launches this fall, I believe she said. So I definitely am going to do a Tuesday review of this product because it's not even out yet. So it'll be fun to try for you. And I'm excited. And I've always wanted to try the Born This Way foundation, but I just can't justify trying it with that price tag. And then as you kind of made your way through the Too Faced thing, they had this big palm tree type looking thing with all these balls in it. And I don't really know how it worked because I never actually got to do it. The lady was just like, do you want me to grab you a free thing? And I was like, yeah, okay. But I think you turn something and one of the balls comes down, and inside of it, it gives you your second free sample. And what I got was this Too Faced melted chocolate. Is this the melted chocolate, or I feel like it's chocolate honey? Melted chocolate. Sure. That one. So I mentioned that NYX gave out the 2 lip palettes that I gave Sam. Well, they also gave out this eyeshadow palette. This is the Rocker Chic eyeshadow palette, and it's got these colors in it. I haven't even opened the box yet, but that's what's in it. And they also gave out, this was my favorite thing of the whole room, was you go over and you type your email address into a vending machine, and it signs you up for the NYX Canada emails, which is fine for me. And it gave you a chocolate bar. I would love to show you the chocolate bar, but I already ate it. But yes, we got a chocolate bar, and I was pretty stoked about that. Now, this bag is from the Ipsy booth. Now, the Ipsy booth was, as you can imagine, the like main attraction of the whole room. It kind of had a really cool wall where everyone there was supposed to like write a nice message or like sign it or whatever, and that was really cool. And there was like a little loungy area in the middle with a TV, and it was just a really nice looking booth. And each of the Ipsy, like the big Ipsy creators, designed their own bags, and you got a little Ipsy ticket on your little pamphlet thing, right? And you go over and you can get a bag. Now, because I'm in a wheelchair, often I get brought up to the front of the line immediately, mainly because it's not really safe to have this big machine in the middle of your giant line, right? So they did that, and that was the first time that had happened to me that day, so I was kind of like, what's going on? So I just picked a bag. I picked this bag. It says BU, and it is a very cute bag, inarguably. But the bag that Michelle Phan designed, that I saw after, that I would have picked, probably, it had, like, they reminded me of, like, Regina Mills' eyes, because the one eyebrow was super raised, and it said, brows before bows, right? Like B-A-U-S, bows. And I was like, da-da! I'm still frustrated about it now. It's been like 2 days, because that bag is just so me. This is very me too. I mean, I would tell you all to be yourself all the time, 100%, but I would also tell you brows before bows. I told you that Tarte was having like a hella sale, right? Like a hella sale. So I bought one thing from Tarte. I bought their clay pot eyeliner in mint. That's what's on my, on top of my wings right now. I just really wanted it, and it was limited edition, and it was only $20, so we're gonna buy it. The Essence booth was very kind to me, especially after I told them that the liquid liner that they make, the waterproof one, you've seen it in my videos a million times, is the only liquid eyeliner that I wear. I've actually recently tried like the Kat Von D one and a Clinique one, and I just still keep coming back to that Essence eyeliner. So they were having like a deal on stuff where it was 5 for $15, but she actually gave it to me for even cheaper. She gave it to me for 5 for $10, so I just bought a whole bunch of eyeliners, and I also bought their I Heart Color Intensifying Eye Primer. I'm excited to try this, and they also gave me one of the lipsticks, but I gave it to Katie. Skin Fix is another one of those brands that I had never really heard of before. Sorry. They gave a really generous size sample. Like, look at this. This is the Ultra Rich Body Butter for dry skin, which is great because my body skin is the driest. So I am looking forward to trying this, but beyond that, I don't know much about Skin Fix. Or about this, they were giving hand massages if you wanted one. But when I was in the Skin Fix area, it was very crowded and there were a lot of people there and I felt bad for taking up so much space. So I went, no, I'm okay, thanks. Moderate levels of regret. Pier Cosmetics had a booth there as well, and you could pick a color. You could pick any color of their dual-ended eyeliner. So I picked this like tealy green color. I'm very excited about it because I've always wanted an eyeliner this color, honestly. And then they also gave you a sample of their Volume Vixen 4-in-1 mascara. I'd never heard anything about the Pure Cosmetics mascaras. I don't know. I mean, I've heard a lot about their liquid lipsticks. A lot of the YouTubers that I watch love their liquid lipsticks, but I'm excited to try something else from them and their eyeliners. So I mean, these are here. Oh, I found another Skin Fix product. I didn't even know this was there. This is the Ultra Rich Hand Cream, clinically proven to help treat dry, cracked skin on hands. That'll be fun. I have dry hands. Apply generously as needed, especially after hand washing. Cool. Thanks, Skin Fix. So the Rock Your Hair booth was one of the only booths there for hair. Them and OGX, really. And I had never really heard of Rock Your Hair before, and they had like a European guy there that was their hair specialist, and he kind of turned you to, they had a hairspray sample and a dry shampoo sample, and he kind of helped you figure out which sample would be better for you. So he picked the hairspray sample for me because I said that something that I don't like about my hair is that it always is so flat. And so he told me, you use this hairspray and you flip your hair over and you spray it once and then you bring it back and it gives it so much more body. And this morning I actually did that and it did help a lot. This is really cool. It obviously didn't last all day, and then I went to the hairdresser and got my hair cut, so now it's like really out of my hair, but I really liked it, and you don't feel it at all. One of his little demo things was he took my hand and opened it and sprayed it all over my palms, and he's like, you're not going to feel it in your hair, and he was right, I didn't feel it on my hands either, so if I end up loving this hairspray as much as I think I am, I might consider buying the full bottle, but it depends on how expensive it is, because I don't spend that much money on my hair. So PurLisse, I mentioned them a little bit ago with the eye cream that they had there. They also gave you a sample of their Blue Lotus and Seaweed Treatment Sheet Mask, and you know how much I love sheet masks. And the one Face Shop sheet mask that I had was a seaweed sheet mask. How many times can I say sheet mask in one sentence? But, so I'm really excited to try this, and actually this sheet mask I've heard a lot about from, the YouTube community and how much other people love it, and I actually did go to the PurLisse booth, like, can I buy the seaweed sheet mask? And they're like, no, we didn't bring any extras with us. And then the next day, in the Sunday goodie bag, there it was. So that's really cool. So if I end up liking this, I'm 100% buying it because I love seaweed sheet masks. Thanks, PurLisse. I'm excited. So Pixie gave out 2 samples. Actually, they gave out 3 samples, but the other one you had to wait in line for their photographer, and who's going to take a picture of you and put on their Instagram, and then you got the other sample, and I was like, ain't nobody got time for that. So I got the sample of the Glow Mud Mask. I'm excited to try that. You know how much I love face masks. And the other sample is of their Flawless Vitamin Veil Cream Foundation. This is a number 3 tan, though, and I don't think there will ever be a time in my life when this will match my face. Maybe I'll use it for something else. Maybe I'll use it as like a bronzer. I don't really wear bronzer, but if I did, I could use this. So I honestly have no idea what I'm going to use this for. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest. But, it happens. It happens. Not everything was made for me. So be it. Pixie had a lot of stuff there that you could buy, and that was really neat. But I looked through it all, and none of it really seemed interesting to me. They had the Glow Tonic, which is so popular, but I feel like I need toner that is going to be for acne prone skin because I just need it to keep my acne under control, and I can't be sure that one will do that, so I didn't buy it. Now, that was another thing, though. That was probably the only thing I didn't like about Generation Beauty, to be honest. Referring back to the photographer thing, was that every booth was like, take a selfie in front of our thing, post it on Instagram, hashtag this, and it was like, oh my goodness. No. You know what I post on Instagram? When I want to post on Instagram. I'm not posting what you want me to post on Instagram. If I'm going to promo a product or a brand or something on my Instagram, even though I only have 330 followers on Instagram, I'm still not going to promo a product just because I want the extra free sample. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. And it felt really stupid at every single booth. It was like, take a selfie here, post on Instagram. A lot of the booths even had ring lights, like the really intense beauty YouTubers had ring lights and camera mounts inside so you could take your selfie really professionally and then post on Instagram. And I had gone to GenBeauty planning to post a million things on Instagram that day, but I wasn't planning on them all being selfies. And that's kind of why I didn't post that many things on Instagram, is because I was butthurt that they wanted me to flood my Instagram feed with selfies at each different station. That's just so not me. You know, it is what it is. You go to this sort of Ipsy event, and that's the sort of thing that I should have been expecting, and I guess I just wasn't. But let's carry on, shall we? The brand that I mentioned earlier that I'm a little bit disappointed with is actually Benefit, because Benefit had a really big booth there. They were showcasing a lot of the YouTubers that I love, and I know that like 2 days before GenBeauty Toronto, they flew like every beauty YouTuber that has over 1 million subscribers to Vegas to showcase their new brow stuff that they have launching this fall, and then this is like all we got. You went to their booth and you got a mini version of Dulahula, their liquid bronzer, which, I mean, I'll never use because I don't really use bronzer and I don't really care about a liquid bronzer. And then you got a mini sample of the Benefit Professional, which I think I have like 3 of these little samples at this point because they give them out at Sephora all the time. And it was just like, this is it, Benefit? And you couldn't buy anything from the Benefit booth either. They did have all of their new brow stuff there to look at, though, and the brow stuff, I mean, I'm very excited to try it when it does launch. You could have tried it there at the booth if you wanted to, but I already had my eyebrows done because I went with makeup on, obviously. And I was like, I'm gonna have to take it off, and now we're fine. I will wait until they come out, and then I will go to Sephora and try them myself. I think the packaging of the new Benefit eyebrow stuff is kind of ugly, to be honest. It's all very, very silver and very shiny, and I just think it's ugly. But I'm a little bit butthurt that this is it. Don't you feel like Benefit should be giving out better stuff than, like, a mini? And this is what you got at their booth, and this came in one of the goodie bags, and, like, that's it. That's it. I don't know, like, I feel like I'm being a whiny baby, like, oh, this is all the free stuff I got? But you know what I mean. I feel like for some of the brands that are lesser known to give us full-size products, that's all we get from Benefit. I don't know. I've reached the end of this goodie bag now. So what's left here is in the Sunday goodie bag. I know this was there because Glam Glow wasn't actually there, so it's weird to me that we got samples from them. This is the Flash Mud Brightening Treatment. I've heard a lot of good things about this mask, so I'm excited to try it. The Nude Sticks booth was really cool because basically they had a little chart of a whole bunch of different lips, and you got to just pick one. And then they were like, and if there's any more that you like, you can buy them, of course. But I really wanted this shade called Rebel. It's this sort of like pinky shade. I'm very excited to wear this. I like the format of these being a lip stick, like a crayon. I feel like that's going to make life so much easier whenever I want to wear this. And I've always really wanted to try Nude Sticks, so I'm happy that they were there and that they just gave you a full-size one. The Absolute New York booth is actually, like, it's not really a brand that I know, but their booth was really fun because you got to, like, spin the wheel, and the wheel kind of determined what your prize from them was. And I spun the thing, and I got the pick 3 lip products from them. So I picked up 2 of their intense lip polishes, just like a lip gloss, a nudie one, and then like a bright pink one. I gave Katie the bright pink one. And then I also picked one of their velvet matte lipsticks, which I was wearing earlier today, and I really, really like it. It's not one of those tight, dry lip colors. It lets your lips breathe a little bit. It calls itself a matte lip cream, actually. So think more of these Sephora lip creams. That's how it feels. And I really like it. It's definitely a very bright neon pink, and the packaging looks almost the same as this, except for the lid is black. But that one's really good too. So they've made me an absolute New York fan, and I didn't even know about them before. So there you go. And the very last thing in this bag are actually 2 things from Crown Brush that I forgot before. This was their free gift, which in hindsight is kind of weird that the free gift that you got at the Crown Brush booth is a lip liner. It's this brown color here. I don't own a lot of lip liners, so this will be, fun to have in my collection. And then I did buy a white eyeliner because I love to line my lower waterline with white eyeliners. And that's it. That's all that's left in the bag. I'm sorry that this video was so long, but I mean, you wanted to see it and I wanted to show it to you. Again, make sure that you let me know if there's any of these products that you specifically want to see a review Tuesday review on, because I will make that for you. I had a really, really fun time at GenBeauty this year, for sure. I really hope that they choose to do a Toronto one again next year, because I will definitely be there again next year, and I still really love Ipsy, to be honest. It's such a fun subscription service, and that was such a fun event, and they did it really well. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!